What's up, heroes? I'm ArisingHero, and welcome back to a Project Frontier update. I know I'm 10 days late, but don't worry, or probably 11 as the upload of this video. But don't worry, we're here. I'm not dead, even though the stupid game engine bug is murderous and it's annoying. I got through it. I didn't do the animations, but we got lots to talk about. Okay? So before we even get in the game, let me read my log as usual. Y'all know how the drill is. I read my log, and then we're going to go into the game. And actually, this time we're not going to go in the game first. We're going to do other things first. But let me read my log, and we'll get into the update. So, okay, everyone. So, do we all remember how the weapons used to look? Well, everything got a redesigned. Every gun in the game, not every gun. Every gun except for the ionic action rifle, which has been renamed. Everything's been renamed and redone. So let's all take a look at the weapons. And if you look into the scene right here, up here, okay. So I want everyone to let me move this weapon up here. I'd like you guys all to know though, this is an old weapon. This is the beginning, the first update I ever did of Frontier, before you guys even knew it. The update that you guys didn't even see had this weapon. And I still have it It's just I didn't want to delete it because I mean I could delete it, but that's not important. Pretty much everyone, these are all the new guns. Now, why are they upside down? There's a good reason for that. It's because of how they spawn in the game, but I'm just gonna flip my camera upside down really quickly so they look okay. See, now they look fine. So, everybody, this is the weapon redesigns, complete brand new looks, and think it looks a lot crisper, better, and just all around fits with the scene. So, let's start with the very first weapon. Do we all remember the Pulsar? Well, the Pulsar has been renamed. The Pulsar is now called the Pulsanaut, and the Pulsanaut has now been redone completely. Its old things had, like, these areas here, they had connecting green rails that kind of look like arrows, like triangles here, and up above here. But what I went and did is I took that out, and I added these, like, I guess you could say glowing rails, dots, and it makes it just, I don't know, it just makes it look a little bit more interesting, a little bit more complicated kind of, which I kind of liked. And then, not just looking at the rail, we now have an entry point for lasers, so it looks a lot more sensible. The lasers aren't just spewing out of nowhere, out of air from the rails. It's actually coming from here, right, the energy, and it's going to shoot out. And it's being charged by these rails to fire out at a fast speed. So you can think of this as I don't know, what would be the best word for this? You could just see this as rails just accelerating the energy outwards. That's how you can just see this as. That was the idea. And as you can see, we have two little green dots here, little rails. I don't think I had that there last time. That's new. I also added a grip. I added a grip kind of here. That looks like it looks a lot more, it looks like you can really hold it better. And I have kind of like a little blocky looking trigger here with like a hold there, and you see I even got a little bit fancy with this. I kind of, because if I bam, see, this is actually completely separate, and it kind of makes it look like these are like finger guards, like a hand guard, so that your finger doesn't get too close to this. Say if you were grabbing this with like a real hand, you know. But that was the idea I had with this. The rail, for the most part, hasn't honestly changed here. It didn't really change. As you can see, it looks the same. But that is the redesign for the Pulsanaut. Also, we have a clip now. A little bit of like an octagonal energy source here, which is pretty cool. And then we have this. The octagonal source may change. It may look a little bit simpler in the future. But that's what we have for right now. We will see this fire in the game and everything once I'm done showing you everything. So, the blast pistol. This probably looks so out of the world different that this looks like a completely new weapon, doesn't it? Well, it actually isn't. This weapon, everyone, is in fact the energy handgun. And this is such a drastic redesign because this looks relatively the same. It's the same model relatively, but it's just changed a bit because I love the overall model. This is a complete brand new model. So if I open up another blender really quickly to show you the original model, because I think it's important you guys see this because it's kind of insane how much of a difference there is. So let me go to weapons, energy handgun, bam. This is the energy handgun, everyone. Remember this weapon? Remember that? Well, not anymore, because that's not what we're using. We're using this weapon now. The blast pistol. The energy handgun, renamed, brand new model, brand new everything. I think this looks super nice. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. We have the trigger. We have like these little energy blue spots there. We have like an area where, say, your second hand would hold for extra stability when shooting. We have 2 rails up there. We have a 3rd rail here, just to help with aiming. So you can imagine from this vantage point, it looks pretty sharp, I'd say, and looks pretty nice and realistic. And we have 2 like octagonal looking barrels. I might get rid of this bottom one here and just have that one there to make it look nicer, but who knows. But this is what the blast pistol looks like now. Again, this is game engine ready, so we will look at this once we get into the game. Now, the ionic action rifle has been renamed to the ion rifle. This has had no redesign. This is actually going to get redesigned this month update, so not really too much to show you, you know. Cool design though, you know. It's very detailed. Very detailed. If you guys never got a good look at it, you can see how detailed it is. But yeah, that is the this is the ion rifle. Again, everything's been renamed. Now, we have a brand new weapon, everyone. This is called the Kinetic Machine Pistol, aka the KMP. And this acts like an Uzi, so it really is a close combat spray weapon. As you can see how it looks, I built it. I even modeled it based on like how an Uzi looks. It has another blue energy, just the same kind of like these, but it's kind of lighter, I would say. So it looks a little bit lighter. You can see the entry point for the bullets there. You can see how this is actually a clip for those who do not know. If I select this whole thing, this is in fact a clip, everyone. Once I animate this, because you guys know the animation in Blender is buggy and crashing the game, but once I animate it, you can imagine the character pulling the clip out, putting it back in, and reloading, and things like that. So I have put future detail into this, so I hope you guys do like this. You will see this in the game. All of these weapons work in the game. And as you can see from the rail view, it looks pretty nice. Pretty simple rail, not that much going on with it for an Uzi. And those are the 4 weapons in the game. We got one brand new one, and I think from here we can go into the game. So let's flip the camera upside down again, or backside right. I don't know how you'd say it. Save. Now I'm gonna go back into the development log. Now the arm animations, I have written down that it is suspended because game engine's buggy. I can't really do anything about that. The loadout system, however, it's in the game. It is in fact in the game. So let me go to the player and select this. So if you see here, the loadout slots here, loadout slot 1, loadout slot 2, don't pay attention to the ammo ones, those aren't working yet. That'll be doing that this month. But loadout 1 and loadout slot 1 and loadout slot 2. Oh my god, I can't say words. Ow, my knee. Oh god, I got no words for this. I lifted my leg and I hit my knee on the wood. Okay, that's sad. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. Okay, loadout slot 1, loadout slot 2, and pretty much in each loadout slot, there's a keyword for each one to allow weapons to spawn in a specific order when switching. So if I open up my scripts really quickly to show you guys everything, and just pay attention to this area, by the way, where my mouse is right here. go to text, and this is the weapon switching. So if you guys can see, when we see reload out here, we have Pulsonaught switching. So the Pulsonaught, if you have Pulsonaught control, it will spawn it in either loadout. There's the blast pistol. If I have blast pistol underscore control, say here for example, it will spawn there. We have the ion rifle, same thing, ion rifle control, and same thing with the KMP or the kinetic machine pistol. If you put that in either one of these two slots, it will spawn there. So let's go ahead and go in the game really quickly. Now before I let me just check one thing. Okay, yeah, so the last stuff in here is bugs and future, and you guys know I talk about that at the end of the video, so don't worry about that. So let me get in the game. So if you guys do know, this is a bug. For some reason when you spawn in, your weapon does not spawn in your hand, but if you move your mouse scroll button up, it will in fact go. So you can see we are in fact using our second selection. So if you see that at the top left corner, the debug properties, you see weapon hold current selection. That switches between 2 and 1. So you see, it should switch in a few seconds. It does this because I'm loading this in for the first time. So 1, bam. We have the ionic rifle in our first slot. Therefore, if we see current selection number 1 at the top left, it's going to do that. Again, the reason why it's doing this is because I'm loading in new data, by the way, guys. Blender tends to do that. It'll freeze a little bit, but once we load it in into our cache for the session, we shouldn't really get that issue anymore. Plus, there's a blur script on. If you notice, the background looks kind of blurred of the world. But regardless of that, you can in fact shoot just by tapping. It's not hold down shooting. You have to tap with the blast pistol, very different from all the other ones. And you see it's actually relative to the hand. I do know that it is wonky when it is up here. I'm going to be fixing that in the future. But for right now, this is how it's going to look. But it won't be like that forever. So you can see, I think it looks pretty good with the glowing and all of that. Not all the scripts are on, by the way. It's just the basic scripts that I have for graphics wise. That's why you see the glow and everything. Switch to the ion rifle, and we're shooting in succession. We just hold it down and it keeps firing and firing because it's an assault rifle. If you hit R, it reloads it. It reloads all the guns. See, we're at 0 ammo. If you see at the top left, ion rifle spawner ammo 0. Hit R, we have 60 again, and we can just keep on firing again. And as you can see too, it's pretty accurate. There is no recoil in the game at the moment. That will be a thing. That will be in the game, but it isn't at the moment. But you can see we can wall run and we can fire, switch weapons. And I do note that the game tends to glitch where they spawn if you're running or moving. That's something I'm gonna fix. Don't worry, I will fix that. Because if we switch, see how like it's off? See how it's off a bit? It's not supposed to be that close. See, if I run with this, you see it looks crazy off and all that. I'm gonna fix that in the future updates, don't worry. That's just how it is for right now, because you know, you guys know, the first rendition of me doing any bugs, I mean of any brand new mechanics, is usually a bit buggy. But the second rendition usually used to be pretty good. Now there is no zooming, again, because that would require animation. So if I were to right click and focus on the rail, I can't, because animations is just not there right now in this update, and you guys, I've told you guys that already multiple times. But as you guys can see, this is pretty much what I did for the month of the update. The animation was supposed to be the huge, awesome, like volumetric, or not volumetric, but making the game feel a lot more alive. But because I can't do that, it feels lackluster. Which is something I'm not proud of that, but it's something I'm stuck in for the moment until the bug for Blender gets fixed, so that the game does not crash every single time I have an animation other than the player moving. Okay guys, we are back. Sorry, some things happened. For some reason Blender wanted to crash on me, which was weird, but And I'm not surprised. This update is actually of Blender's very unstable for some reason. But, and you know what? Hold on. Because I had to, because Blender, because, okay, never mind. It's fine, guys. It was just something really stupid. Okay. Okay, get it started up quick. So, the only reason why I did that was because I wanted to turn off the graphics. But I ran into a little bit of opposition. But we're fine again. So, guys, you can see this is pretty much the entire update. It isn't very, the whole idea was for me building a big scripting system. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but a lot of code went into this, and that was the big thing. I was trying to make an interchangeable system that's easy to add weapons for the future. I've already built that, so at this point is whenever animations get fixed, I can start adding that and constantly keep doing it, and now we have a very nice looking game with animations for everything. So that's the next kind of big plan with the weapons, along with recoil and kind of changing how they fire, as you can see. How they move. Because the fire, it's responsive. Everything is very responsive, actually. It's very responsive. It's just a bit of issues on Blender's side here, but I do hope you guys kind of enjoyed this. It wasn't a whole lot. I do have something to talk to you guys about, though. Something that will probably make you a lot more excited than this update. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, I had to make a cut between the video. This is a different section of the video. I cannot believe, for the rest of the video, I literally forgot to put both of these weapons in, the Pulsar and the brand new weapon. Can you believe that? Well, I apologize so much for that, but let me show you them. So these actually do work. You see, if you guys can see the loadout 1 and loadout 2 properties down to the bottom right of my screen. You can see that the first one says pulsar control, the second one says kinetic machine pistol control. I have both of these selected, so if I just fire the pulsar and then I switch to the KMP. Now I do want to note this shooting mechanic is going to be drastically changed, everyone. It's not going to even be how it is right now. This is just placeholder. The gun and there's no recoil. It's very vanilla. Very much vanilla. So I would like to point that out. Don't worry, it will be changed. There's going to be a lot of change. There really is going to be a lot of it. And I hope you guys could just be patient with me there. But this is the kinetic machine rifle. Again, it is a machine pistol type weapon in the game. So you could liken it to an Uzi. I'm gonna buff it a bit, actually. I'm going to buff this weapon. It needs a bit of a buff. I'm gonna give it, I think, 60 rounds, and I'm gonna give it twice as fast of a firing rate. And from there, it'll be really strong then, and it'll actually be a weapon to be worried about close combat, because this doesn't go very far. Actually, it does not go very far at all. As you guys can see, it does not go very far. So it's very much a short range weapon. That's why I would say if you were using this weapon, I'd switch to this. Go for long range, attack some things from very far, and then when they get close, you kind of just blast them with this. But I hope you guys did appreciate the fact that I went back and recorded this. It's like 10 p.m. and I noticed this. I was like, you know what? I can't let this slide. I have to do this. I can't believe I forgot it. But I apologize for getting about this, and I'll see you guys in the next clip. See you guys till then. Thanks for your patience, guys. Is gonna be this month's update, because this month's update is gonna have a crap ton of content in it. Let me go read my notes real quickly. Let me go read my notes. So, the 3 bugs that I have found so far that happens is that the orientation sometimes does appear wrong with the guns. When moving the weapon, it doesn't spawn in hand. You guys saw what I was talking about with that, how I was walking the weapon, and if I looked away really quickly, the weapon would be like to the left of my hand. That's not supposed to happen. I'm gonna fix that, and I have an easy way to fix it. That's easy. And the last one is arm stance crashes the game, and again, that's animation. So those are some of the bugs. I disabled arm stance, so there are no bug crashes for the game itself, which is good. So the future, this is some future stuff. This isn't everything. There's more stuff to be added, but this is what I wrote down for future concepts to be added. Add a third loadout slot. Switch with number keys. Like switchable. Like say I press the 2 key, I switch to the second gun. Press the first key, switch the first gun. Kind of like that. That's not in yet, and I want to put that in. Ammo snaps to lost ammo or last ammo used. This is a big thing that needs to be in. Because the issue is the default for the weapons are their max amount of ammo. So so that pretty much what that does is that it eliminates the need to reload. I can just literally switch my weapon back and forth and get a full clip instantly, and that's a big issue. It doesn't save the last used ammo in the gun, so that's something I'm gonna be fixing and adding in. So that's a big mechanic that needs to be in. Fully animated weapons and arms, gun recoil, shooting reworks, grenade throwing needs to be reworked and animated, and you guys know how that is, and grenade loadouts needed, or tactic weapon needed. And that's pretty much all with this episode. Now, or all this with this update. Now, I do want to talk about the next update. The next update is a big update. The next update is going to be a fun update. The next update is the Tactical Arms update. And I don't think you guys know much about this. Okay guys, so I'm back here. So like I was saying, these are the tactic weapons. Now these have actually been renamed. I've actually already renamed these, so I probably need to change these 3 names. That's gonna stay as it is. But pretty much guys, I've already like you guys already know the energy grenade, the ice grenade, the sticky grenade, the motion grenade. You guys know how that is. But pretty much what I'm doing is they're all getting complete redesigns. They're going to look completely different. I already redesigned the ice grenade. I already redesigned the motion grenade. They have brand new names. You guys will not know these names yet. Everything's been renamed, redone. There's a bunch of stuff coming. Just to give you a hint at the stuff that's already here or that's going to be implemented. Again, the tactic weapon loadout slot so that we can put things there and we can keybind things to our G key finally, get some get the use of that in. We have redesigns coming, and one other thing is the new tactic type weapons. That's a big one. That's going to be implemented. It's going to be really fun. It's going to change up the gameplay a lot. So if I give you a little bit of hint into the types, I'm not going to read at all any of the new ones. You guys will have to wait to the end of the month or beginning of August for that. So I'll leave you in the dark for that, but I will tell you this. The types that are going to be in, and not all of these are going to be in this update, okay? But some of these are in. So we have grenades. And by the way, guys, these are types of the weapons. Types. We have grenades. We have charges. We have bombs. We have stations, we have dowsers, we have mines, we have rods, we have pods, and we have turrets. Those are all the brand new types. You can go back in the video and listen to me say it again. Those are all the types. If some of those are interesting to you, then let me know what you think of those. Sorry about that. I had to move my mic. It was kind of in the wrong position. But those are all the new types. I'm not going to at all name any of the brand new weapons. I already have brand new weapons written down and thought of. So we have some really big, interesting things that I'm pretty sure you're not ever going to be able to guess what they are. Awesome designs and new stuff coming in. And everything else are getting redesigns and brand new names. So all these names here are void except for the motion grenade. This used to be called the detector mine. I think you guys remember what that used to look like or what that is. It's the new one in this build. Looks already different because I've already been working on it. But let me open up a brand new blend file. No, there's like old weapons. Those are old sound effects. Okay, this is it. Do you guys remember this design here? This is the old detection mine. This is so old. It's been renamed the motion and has a complete already brand new model, and it's already implemented in the game. I purposely didn't show it to you guys because that's for next month. But I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a tease there for what is to come. There's a lot of good stuff coming to make Project Future really interesting and a lot of content here. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Tell me what you thought. Let me know what you think you'd like to see in the game in the future. And if there are any other tactic weapon types or any other weapon ideas that you guys have, you can always tell me and let me know, and I'll respond to you. I'll see you guys in the next Project Frontier update of August 1st. I'll be back to have another one of these videos, and I'll see you guys till then. Bye guys, and don't forget to be a hero.